Love is real. I'm going to say that. Okay. And I didn't know that until I started being myself. I was like, I want to say this publicly. I told Anna, I want to shout this from the rooftops. To anyone listening, love is real, but you have to be yourself. Be yourself. Find somebody who connects with who you really are. You'll feel it. I think you will. I think anyone listening to this, you'll feel it. It's not a way that it's not an invention of Hollywood to boost morale. It's not something that's given by the to a certificate. It's not some ceremony. It's real. It's something you can feel inside of you. Real, 100% love.
Yeah, but that's exactly the thing, that when you live up to expectations of other people and you pretend to be something else, then it's hard to connect with people who accept you for who you are and who like you, because they will like a version of you, and
Correct.
probably even the version that
Correct.
they are entertaining about themselves is already fake. And then there are things that kind of come together that don't really match, and people just try to make things work. They try to make relationships, friendships, whatever, jobs, everything work, but it always probably feels off, and then they buy into this narrative over and over again. And just the story we tell ourselves. Since our last chat, I made more insanity episodes, and it kind of became a thing now. So when I just started, and when we had our first chat, it was really rough. So I just had my first and maybe second episode online, and it's all about questioning our self-concept, questioning who we are, what we are doing, who we believe to be, where we want to go, what could make us happy. Because I've realized that the stories that we tell ourselves, actually something that you talk about a lot, the stories that we tell ourselves about ourselves, our self-concept determines how we perceive the world, and if we are happy or unhappy with who we are and what we experience. And I wanted to question that in a very light and fun way, because I thought it's a philosophical topic, and sometimes it has a little bit of a weight for people, so they think, oh, maybe it's too complicated, maybe I don't get it. I don't know if this is something that I want to hear more about, but I think everyone loves comedy. And I thought, okay, and I am a being, not even a person. I would say that the essence of Anna is something that is very funny and that needs entertainment. And I can talk about these kind of things in a fun way. And I think it's very approachable for everyone. So everyone wants to know, who am I? And it shouldn't be a distant topic. It shouldn't be something that you are scared of asking yourself. And that's why I started to interview comedians, people who make their living on memes, on telling jokes, on pranking people, and who think that it's fine to make your living having a job that is not common. So it's not a regular office job. Sometimes it's just going crazy. It's just trying new things. It's being brave and following your calling, no matter if it's strange or funny or serious or not serious. And I thought, let's give it a shot. Let's try that. And interviewing a lot of people who come from the spiritual community, from the philosophy community, and also just comedians who have something interesting to say.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a flow to it. There's a balance that's found, but it's found through exploring new experiences. And
Gary, you are the founder of the Optimum College. Quick question, and then I'm going to pass this to Andrew. What, if you can narrow it down, and I understand I'm asking you to narrow down something that takes, I'm sure, a long time to understand, and is the foundation of what you're doing at Optimum College. Can you just give me a short summary of what the optimum theory of everything? And I understand how ridiculous that sounds.
No, it's not. It doesn't sound ridiculous at all. Optimum theory of everything. Okay, so before I started Optimum College, I was a school teacher. I was an applied STEM curriculum director in public education. And then I got promoted. I was in charge of the applied STEM curriculum for 11 high schools in the state of Arizona. And so it was already in me to develop curriculum. And I wanted to make a curriculum that was a self-contained, almost like an old school, like Socratic, philosophy of everything that made sense. And physics, how life began. And this is going to sound completely nuts. I know it sounds completely crazy. I truly believe, and fully aware of how insane this sounds. And you can say, I don't believe you, or I don't agree with that, or I think you're wrong, Gary. That's completely okay. I genuinely think I'm the first person to simulate the four forces of physics from one equation. And you don't have to take my word for it, because I've open sourced the programming and shown videos and simulations, and it all builds on that. So this idea of what is the source code of the universe? And yes, I know how insane that sounds. I know it sounds completely crazy. And debating these ideas is part of what Optimum College is all about. You can come to Optimum College and be like, Gary, that is nuts. And I'll be like, why is it nuts? And we can have this back and forth. And that's the Optimum Theory of Everything. It's a 2-hour video textbook. Anna's watched it. Anna's actually the first certified optimist of Optimum College. Did that answer the question? I'm sorry. I'm very stoked.
More or less. No, that's great. So I find it really intriguing because, again, this is the holy grail of science, right? Is to come up with an equation that kind of explains all of the physical conditions, everything that we go through, the rhyme and reason of all of this. And so I find it fascinating. I find it absolutely interesting.
Summary.
I love the idea that it's a college of people to express their ideas, to go back and forth, that they don't have to agree with you, just to understand what it is you're trying to at least introduce. So it's more or less about the dialogue.
I had some chats with Gary. I think first or second one, he said that he has this theory out, and it's a long textbook, 2.5 hours. And I thought, okay, let's see what it is, So I was just on the website, just watching this 2.5 hours video, which felt like a documentary for me in the beginning. So I also thought, okay, what is it actually about? Because I didn't understand. Is it one topic? Is it two topics? Like, what is it about? And it was literally about everything. So it started with like Albert Einstein, and his theories, going through different scientist theories. And I thought, oh, that's interesting, because if I had a thought about it, it would be very similar, or the things that I thought in my past were very, very similar. And I've never talked to anyone who shared this very, very specific thoughts. And it started like that with dark matter, with what did we have? The history of humanity, AI. It is really a package of topics that are all about the universe, about technology, about people, human relationships, and it covers everything a little bit. But yeah, it was interesting for me to see. I think I've learned more about myself through that.
I love Gary with the theories in Optimum College. It's like kind of a framework, right? But given everything going on, like how archaic the collegiate system is, like it's exciting to hear that there's something out there that's kind of going against the grain in that sense. Because I know, I went to college, did the 4 years, and have not used very much, if anything, from that experience.
Real learning, you don't have to tell people to do it. They're just going to do it. Like, we like to learn. People like to learn. And the idea with Optimum College is to really lean into that.
Kind of like the original idea of academia, like with Socrates and Grove, and just sitting around shooting the breeze going, have you thought about this though?
I use this word philosophical. Anna is much more philosophical than I am. She's much smarter about that stuff than I am. And she's got a stack of books on philosophy on her shelf. And I'm much more like, I'm very STEM. And the course is very STEM. Philosophical, what draws me to philosophy, though, is just the idea that it's okay to question. Like, it almost feels like a radical act sometimes. Like, yeah, we can actually question, we're allowed to do it.
I'm very excited to introduce the community to all of you.
Thank you. And you guys do retreats. I know Anna's been trying to go to one.
Glad you brought this up. Anna, we're going to be coming to the Netherlands as of November 11th, and we're going to be leaving on November 20th. So with any luck, we will see you there. Even if we can't get you to that retreat, we would definitely like to invite your followers to come out to the retreat, because if they enjoy the conversation with you, then they're definitely going to enjoy the conversation at these retreats. Aside from that, Gary, a lot of our mini retreats are in the United States. We've got one coming in Virginia Beach in February, and then we're in California in April, Colorado, June, and then we're going camping next summer.
Are you traveling to all these?
Indeed.
Wow.
Yeah. No, and
good job.
Just from my perspective, with
awesome.
The retreats, it's fun having this conversation and talking about, something like Optimum College, because I see a lot of overlap, a lot of similarities between what you're doing there and what we're doing at the retreats, and, kind of the combo of everything you guys have been discussing.